Hey guys, and welcome to our channel. If you're new here, please press that subscribe button. In this video, we're going to be discussing how a dehumidifier can help with damp and mold. So mold thrives in damp conditions, typically more so when the humidity is above 60%. The ideal humidity in the home is between 30 and 50%, so maintaining a low humidity in the home or workplace will reduce the chances of having mold problems, damp problems, and will also discourage pests such as dust mites and cockroaches. That being said, there are many reasons why you may have damp or mold. It could be caused by a problem from the outside, such as a leaky gutter. When me and Sadie was in temporary accommodation through the council, we had a big problem with mold. We actually referred to our flat as a damp flat, and me and Sadie would just make jokes all the time about it. If she would insult me, I would just say, "Why are you saying that to my damp flat?" Anyway, the problem in our flat is that the water would actually run through the wall. So if it rained outside, that water would come straight through the wall and you'd actually see it dripping down, and quickly everything in that room, all the furniture, even if it was right in the middle of the room, all the furniture quickly got mold all over it. It was white mold and black mold, and it was disgusting. We had a newborn baby at the time as well, which was even more worrying. We was worried about her health, our health, and things like that, because mold is obviously very bad for you and it can cause all sorts of breathing difficulties and things, and even illness. So we tried using a dehumidifier at the time to control the humidity, and it did not work because there was way too much water in the air, as it was literally just coming through the wall. And so the dehumidifier couldn't get all of that water out of the air quick enough to actually fix the problem, but also it was an ongoing thing. So the reason water was coming through the wall is the way that the fire exit outside was built. So the fire exit, it was stairs that go down and it goes along, and basically what's happening is the rain was raining onto the fire exit and it was splashing up onto our exterior wall. This was making it wet all the time, and maybe there was some sort of structural problem that was causing the water to come through as well. So the dehumidifier in this situation did not work because the problem had to be fixed from the outside. We did call the council and they didn't help us. We called the private landlord and they wouldn't help us because they would have had to put scaffolding up to fix the problem, and that would have cost them way too much money. Mold is extremely common. Pretty much every house that I've ever lived in has had some form of mold or another, but it can be prevented by doing just a few things. The first thing you can do is super simple. Just open the windows, that allows fresh air to circulate around your home, and it will also control the humidity a bit. Another thing you can do is keep things away from the wall. When you put things up against the wall, again, you're stopping that air from circulating around the room, and so air gets stale, and then things start to become more humid in certain areas, and then you get more damp and mold problems because mold likes to spread, and it creates an environment in which mold can keep spreading. So it's very important to control that, and it's just a simple way, just pull all the furniture away from the wall. So the third thing you can do is you can control the humidity with a dehumidifier. Just by setting the humidity below 60, you can control the damp and mold massively. When I've checked a room that has mold in it, usually the humidity is at around 80%. This is way too high, and that causes the perfect environment for mold to keep growing and keep spreading. I think dehumidifiers are wonderful tools that should be used in every household, mainly because they keep your environment healthy and because they keep you mindful of your surroundings. You don't have to use it all of the time, but occasionally check in, and if you do use it a lot, you need to make sure that you monitor it, check that the humidity is not too high, because you may have another problem that you have to deal with, and check that the humidity is not too low, because if it falls below 30% and goes around 20 or under 20, then you're going to start noticing problems like dry skin, itchy skin, dry lips, and even a sore throat. So I'm in the kids' room at the moment, and there was a problem in this room with mold when we first moved in, mainly up on the windows. It's a common place to get mold. But anyway, we cleaned it with bleach, and then we've glossed straight over, because gloss is a really strong paint that can prevent mold coming back through, as long as you control the environment inside. And then I put a dehumidifier in here. It filled up like so many things of water, and you just drain that out, and it's really just controlled it. And now I just put the dehumidifier in every room maybe once a week and just check on it. So I've got this one by Pro Breeze, and it's fantastic. The fan has a low or high setting. If I press high, you'll see it will start to get louder. What it will do is just circulate more air around the room. It's good to have fresh air circulating all the time. Humidity is set at 50%, so it will get to 50%. But you can go lower if you want to. If you've got a really big problem with damp, you want to set it to 30, because that will make it get to a lower humidity faster. I believe with auto, it gets it to the humidity that you set, which I set 30, and then once it gets to 30, it goes on standby. Whereas with the continuous setting, it carries on past it, and it will keep taking the moisture out of the air. It comes with a carry handle. These things are super heavy, and because the humidity is quite low in here, I mean, it will get some water. Turn that off for a second, and on either side, you would simply drain the water into the bath or the toilet. I generally go for the toilet. And then when you're ready to start again, you just push that back in. Carefully like that. And then you just turn it back on. Again, this is a fantastic tool. Dehumidifiers should be in every household. If you're interested in this one that I've got, I'll put a link in the description so that you can get that. So to wrap things up, I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know if you have any suggestions.